You're ready.
I'd like to call the meeting to order at this time. Our town council, please, let's stand for our pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Father, we again invite you to this meeting. Guide us and lead us as we work on the budget and other issues for the town of Nashville. And we just pray that we'll always guide you to make the right decisions. Amen.
Amen.
Well, we're here dissecting the budget again. I just want to be honest with y'all and tell you, this has been a real burden for me. It's a new experience. I've had to study and I thank all of you for helping me out in so many ways when I would call, but I just need to tell you my heart. It's been hard. And then when we work on the budget, I finally figured something out. And then here comes the coronavirus, and they say our revenue's not going to come in. And I hear of all the other towns that aren't increasing their budget any, and we're doing ours. I think it's 11.43% or something like that. And it has just really been a burden on my heart. And then knowing that we may increase the water and the sanitation because we don't have any options, but I just have really prayed hard about it, and I pray that we will make the right decisions. And I trust you too. I don't have a vote, but I trust that you will. But I just want us to see the real time that we're in. And I know that the former council and now we have a nice fund balance, and I don't want to see it drizzle away. And I'm the type that my mother, of course, it was just my mother now all my life, and she said, you don't buy stuff until you've got the money. So that's my mindset, and and I'm sure it's different from a lot of people. But anyway, I'm an optimist, a person optimistic, and I believe it's going to all work out. But I just had to share with you, it's been a real burden for me just studying it and seeing how it's going to work out. And I might as well be honest with you. I haven't agreed with you, but I love the citizens of Nashville, and I wouldn't dare do any harm to any of them. We've been blessed. The ones of us that are retired, we have retirement. A lot of our citizens have nothing. And so as we dissect this and finish it up, I just pray that we'll be very citizen-centered in all that we do. But anyway, I thank each one of you for your help and putting up with me as I go through the first budget. I promise I'll do better next year, I pray. Okay, our first item is I need for someone to make a motion, though, that we go into public hearing for our budget.
Did you get one of their public comment?
Did we have any?
No, ma'am, there's none.
Okay, we didn't have it. I should ask anyway, but I was told we didn't have any. Okay. Our first item on the agenda is, and I do need a motion to go in public hearing about this. Second, thank you. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. The issue considered is the fiscal year 2020-21 budget, the fire station 2 capital project ordinance, and the fiscal year 2020-21 fee schedule. The purpose of this meeting is to provide a public comment period for the fiscal year 2021 budget ordinance, the fire station 2 and the capital project ordinance, and fiscal year 2020-21 fee schedule. No recommendations or decisions will be made during this meeting. A meeting will be held on June 4th, 2020 for the adoption of these items. Sam? Randy?
Good evening, everyone. Randy Lansing, Town Manager. During our budget work session, there was a desire to have a summary given at the public hearing that kind of highlights the budget from the 30,000 foot level. I have done that, and with your permission, I would like to share that with everybody this evening. So tonight is a public hearing on the proposed FY21 budget which begins July 1st of 2020 and ends June 30th, 2021. It is in the amount of $12,499,000. Now this is 21. This is $2,153 more than the current fiscal year budget when it was adopted last year this time. Our current FY20 fiscal year budget, however, we've amended that several times to accommodate additional revenues, expenses, and fund transfers. And those amendments total $2,353,000 and bring our current amended budget for FY20 to $12,699,000, which is pretty comparable to $12,499,000. Now, having said that, one of the things that Sam pointed out through our budget presentation and our budget work sessions is not all of the amendments, not all $2,353,000 of the budget amendments were for increased spending. We have $1,913,000 have been transfers between funds and to close out completed projects that were left on the books, none of which were cash expenses. So when you subtract those out, we only had, the council only approved $439,740 of additional spending for the current fiscal year that we're in. And those things have gone to such projects as the like of $200,000 for the aviation lift station abandonment project, which has been a great project to get finished and not have to worry about that lift station anymore. You had the $70,000 that you approved for the police department to get the Zwicker software. There was $15,200 in there for vehicle repairs and equipment. There was $13,1700 budget amendment for the machine shed in the cemetery, which was supposed to be done the previous fiscal year, but it didn't get done and it carried over to FY20, the current fiscal year we're in. And then you had $12,300 for the chipper repair, another $12,000 for repairs to our garbage truck. We should knock on wood there. Nothing doesn't break again. $9,900 for MSD expenses. So all these budget amendments, with the exception of the garbage truck repair, were amendments before we got our new finance director, Sam. And Sam was the one who found some of these things that needed to be cleaned up, which resulted in those $1,913,000 non-cash transfers. So we've got that stuff behind us. Those things are cleaned up. Now,
Is that considered an accounting error? In 5 years, we find out that this is tax.
The auditors referenced it to the former finance directors or not, and not being here either.
But in enterprise, 1.2 million, that's a big.
Yeah, and the situation I think is was that the entries were made on the auditor's records, so that when they produced the financial statements, they were correct. It's just never actually accounted.
There was no money.
It didn't involve money. It's an inter-fund thing.
It's a transfer.
If I say anything wrong.
But I can't emphasize enough how this huge, like, if we look at our current budget compared to the amendment. Right. And that really needs to be noted. 1.2 million.
yeah, that was just one of the things.
Yeah.
So the FY21 proposed budget has $1,077,000 more net expenses in it than the amended FY20 budget. This is 11% increase in spending between this fiscal year and what we're proposing for the upcoming fiscal year. Now, the major things in this 11% increase, Sam has listed on her PowerPoint presentation that's dated May 25th that she handed out, but I'll summarize those quick. There's $380,000 in there for a new garbage truck. There's $150,000 in there for 3 new police vehicles. There's $142,000 in there for pay and benefit increases for non-public employees. I'm sorry, non-public safety employees. There's 141,000 in there for 3 additional firefighters. There's 111,000 in there for cybersecurity for the town. 105,000 in there for 2 new fire vehicles. 100,000 in there to get started with Fire Station 2. 75,000 for half of the comprehensive plan that we're required by state mandate to do. We got 75,000 in there for rehabbing the lift station at the DOC, Department of Correction lift station. There's 62,000 in there for a trailer mounted sewer jet machine. There's 58,000 for new financial software and accounting software. There's 42,000 for new mobile fire radios, 35,000 for building and grounds improvements at the town garage, 30,000 for new mobile police radios, 27,000 in there for new police car radios, 22,000 for the library generator to move that around to the back, get that hooked up, and put new awnings on the library, 20,000 for some lobby and security improvements at town hall, 19,000 for the employee retirement system increases, $18,290 for website upgrades, and $10,000 for equipment, for an equipment and parts trailer for the sewer department. So that's the major spending in this proposed budget. And that 11% increase in spending from current fiscal year to the proposed fiscal year is what you're going to get for that 11% increase. Now, the proposed budget does also include some fee increases. And those are summarized on page 18 of Sam's PowerPoint, if you want to know there. But there is a proposed increase in the $6 per month water base fee, which is currently known as the federal mandate fee. And $1.87 will be added to that base fee to take it to $7.87. Now, what we have done, staff, is we've taken a look at the town's water and sewer expenses and trying to set a model whereby those fixed costs that occur in the water system, regardless if you sell any water or not, we're trying to recoup in a base fee. That's kind of a best practice among water utilities and municipal water systems. And in doing that, Sam did an internal study on that. And then Lee also had the North Carolina Rural Water Association take a look at that. And they both come up with very similar numbers that are, if we wanted to capture money to cover our fixed costs with our water system, our base fee should be at $7.87, which would be a $1.87 increase per residential water user per month. There's also a proposed increase in the $14 per month sanitation fee of $4.78, taking that monthly sanitation fee up to $18.78. This increase is requested to cover new costs the town is incurring at this time with the curbside collection and disposal of yard waste. The town's yard waste site was temporarily shut down earlier this year by NCTEQ because we were not properly composting and storing the material down there right. We, meaning the staff, we took an examination of the machinery, equipment, and labor that would be needed in order to properly compost what the town collects in yard waste. And it showed that it would be significantly less expensive to send the material straight to the landfill versus trying to compost it ourselves. Now, there are tipping fees associated with that, which result in the need to have a $4.78 increase in the sanitation fee. There's also a proposed increase in the $4.50 per month recycling fee of 85 cents per month, taking that recycling fee to $5.35. So this increase is requested to cover the increase in the cost of the town's recycling contract with Waste Industries for curbside collection and processing of household recycling. Now, the proposed water-based fee increase, the proposed sanitation fee increase, and the proposed recycling fee increase will cost Nashville residential customers $7.50 more per month, or $90 more a year. And it represents, if you want to, on a percentage basis, a 23% increase. There is a proposed 3-cent increase in the Gully Fire District tax from $12 per hundred of assessed value to 15 cents per $100 of valuation. And this increase is to cover the land acquisition, architect, and construction costs of Fire Station 2. This increase will not affect taxpayers in the town of Nashville, only in the Gully Fire District.
Have the commissioners voted on that yet?
No.
Pardon? June 15th.
June 15th. In summary, then, the proposed FY21 budget is 11% more spending than the amended FY20 budget, and it includes a $1.87 increase in the monthly water-based fee, a $4.78 increase in monthly sanitation fee, and an 85-cent increase in the monthly recycling fee. And of course, the Gully Fire District tax, an increase of $3 per hundred of assessed valuation. So that's the snapshot of the budget.
Just for clarification, in this last paragraph, you say the proposed fiscal year budget is 11% over the amended budget, but I don't think you mean that. I think you mean expenditures in the upcoming fiscal year budget are 11% over the expenditures of the amended budget, right?
Same thing.
Well, no, because we're looking at that interfund transfer, which here's the budget, we are in fact under.
Okay.
Thank you.
Randy, in our contract with Waste Industries, are we locked in? Are we locked into, with them not jacking it up 3 or 4 times from the next year?
There's an annual CPI increase in there. And I would like to say, Larry, we are not subject to any more increases beyond that, but that's not the case. If their cost to be rid of the recycling material that they collect increases, they're going to pass that on. So again, that's kind of a snapshot, an overview of the FY21 budget. I think that will probably be constituents that ask you the question, what's the difference between the current and the proposed? I think this is what they're trying to get at. Well, one thing to note, Sam does have in the proposed budget that the entire cost of the new garbage truck will be borrowed, the 380, the 183,000 that we have in reserve, and we will use to buy the 2 police vehicles and the 3 fire vehicles, and not have to dip into fund balance as much to acquire those.
The 1920 budget is generally 346. The recommended budget, well, that's 499. So the difference between that looks to me like a 17%.
It is, and that's what Kate was just getting at. You know, what I wanted to do, because you guys had asked, is I've taken out the interfund transfers, which were not cash. So give you a comparison of your budget to date. The budget we're in right now is going to end the end of June, and it's been amended 27 times, and now it'll be 28. Those amendments, when you look at strictly cash, have increased the amount of expenditures approved by the council in this fiscal year to the tune of $438,000. So if you compare the expenditures that have been approved in the current fiscal year with the proposed, it's only 11%. But yes, when you add those fund balance transfers in there, it's more.
And that's what people are going to see in the newspaper. They're not going to see it.
But that's why you pointed it out, because you thought it was important for them to know that not all of this is spending. A good portion of it is non-cash interfund transfer to clean up some things that should have been taken care of in the past. What of that increase in the budget this year is spending is only 430. Yeah.
So the media tuning in there, make that distinction when they print this out.
What you calling about
But
it?
in any case, it's 11%.
Yes.
Which is above what most towns do. Most towns hold more.
One thing to note on that is you have been on the council for the last several years, not necessarily Brenda and Lynn. Last year's budget was just simply a repeat of the budget before. And that budget wasn't much different than anything prior. And, 2-3 years ago, the local economy around here was going pretty good. And a lot of towns and a lot of cities were doing a lot of things because they were on the move with development. Asheville didn't. That's why a lot of them, in my opinion and Sam's opinion, are throttling back now because they have had elevated expenditures 2-3 previous fiscal years because the economy was good. We weren't in that position. The council didn't ramp up spending when times were good. So now when they are bad, not necessarily cutting back either. But these purchases, a lot of these purchases, you really don't have any option. I mean, we don't replace our garbage truck. It's gonna stop completely to the point where it just makes no sense to put any more money into it. For example.
The IT items that with new software, if we don't go forward with covering that, we can't learn for something bad to happen. So we have to do that to protect citizens.
I feel very strongly, yes.
Don't like it, but it's something else to do.
Well, this is a public comment period, so if there's anybody in the audience that wants to comment or anybody tuned in via Zoom that wants to speak, I'll certainly yield the floor to them.
Is there anyone that would like to speak that's present? How about has anybody?
No, ma'am.
If there are no public comments, then do I hear a motion to come out of the public hearing about the budget?
I would just ask one question,
Okay.
so the public knows. So the North Carolina League of Municipalities gave 3 scenarios for losses of revenue through COVID. Just to reiterate, there was one that was the most conservative, which shows the greatest loss, and there was severe, which was the middle, and then moderate, which shows the greatest growth and the least amount of loss. What did you base your numbers on for income?
Conservative.
Conservative. So you
Overall,
did with
they
the
were-
biggest amount of loss.
Overall, they were saying about a 3% decrease.
So that you were projecting the worst case scenario. Okay, thank you.
Any other comments? If not, do I hear a motion to come out of public hearing? Second, all those in favor, let it be by saying aye. In that case, we'll move on to our next item, which is, this is the item that is requesting to rezone property located at 0 Easton Avenue from A-1 agricultural zoning district to O and I office and institutional zoning district. This parcel contains approximately 4.12 acres and identified by Nash County Tax Parcel as 381120910025. And this is a public hearing to receive information on the rezoning of this request. Is there anyone here that would like to speak? What's this rezoning? Then, yes.
For those that have been, on this, Randy, would you explain what this project is for the people who have been
Sure. This property is owned by David Rose, and he has, he's working with a developer to sell off this 4.12 acres, and that developer then would use it for a housing project for the application. They sought the O and I zoning district because the developer pursuing the housing is applying for workforce housing tax credits. There's no guarantee that the developer will get them. If the developer doesn't, he will not purchase the property, and David Rose will still own it, but it will be zoned O and I. O and I is a zoning classification that's kind of in between commercial and residential, and it gives David the greatest flexibility to use that property for a commercial purpose. Our land use plan shows all that property out there being commercial as we go forward into the future. And David doesn't disagree with that at all. in the conversations that I've had with him. But it keeps him from, if the project doesn't go, having to come back and ask for a rezoning. He could still use it for commercial purposes, some limited. It's not as great as latitude as B1 and B2, but a lot of things that are allowable uses of B1 and B2 are also allowed in O&I, as is multifamily. That's why they sought that particular zoning classification.
Just for clarity, it's currently, this one parcel is zoned agricultural. Across the street of it on the south side is industrial. To the east side is industrial and business. To the north and west is agricultural. What it says in our comprehensive plan for future growth is that that whole thing is planned to be a commercial corridor. And we're being asked to go to O&I, which gives the potential use of a single family dwelling or multifamily dwellings. So I think we just need to carefully consider what we want our commercial corridor to look like.
Randy, you could also explain the difference between being in town and the ETJ. This is an ETJ, right?
This property at the present time is in the ETJ. And if workforce housing credits are granted, the property will be purchased and will be annexed into the town of Nashville. So my understanding is zoning in the ETJ is the same as it is in town. Is that correct, Gina? There's no difference between the zoning classifications within town versus the zoning classifications in the ETJ.
Not if they ask for us to rezone. Otherwise, it stays A1.
Right, right.
agricultural.
And this site is proposing 104 residents.
Per that
The
application.
application is 104 houses.
You
housing
have to
unit.
look at
Housing
the-
units.
Right, you have to look at the permitted uses, which include single family dwellings, multi-family dwellings, and several other things.
Yeah, it's a zoning classification that has a lot of different uses that are allowed within it.
And I mean, I think Nashville does need new residences. I think we need multifamily housing. I think we need all these things, but we need to do smart growth and make sure it's in the right spot. With the pandemic and the fact that people couldn't come to our meeting in person, and the fact that the planning board met on a Tuesday, and we had our meeting on Wednesday, now we have our meeting now, there was never the opportunity for the graphic to run anything. Important decisions like this, where we're changing the very nature of our future planned uses. I think I would like a little bit more public input. It would be my desire if we could just push this off a week or two, so the graphics could run an article, people could see it and have the opportunity to respond, because otherwise we're thinking that everybody has the availability to do a Zoom call or the internet capabilities to watch these things on YouTube. And I think that the assumption is probably.
Just make a
wrong.
motion.
Sure, yes. I make a motion that we table this for just a couple of weeks, so the graphics run an article on it, give everybody the information necessary, get some public input before our next call meeting to make a decision.
All those in favor, let me know by saying aye.
All right.
All opposed.
Mayor, do you think it would be possible for the council to maybe look at the calendars and see what, if you wanted to have a call meeting for the purpose of deciding on this rezoning request? Today's the 2nd. Next week would be June 9th, or June 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th. Then the graphic comes out on the 4th and comes out on the 11th. I don't know as of today if Amanda could have time to get an article in for Thursday production. Which would mean that the 11th would probably be the more likely
What date is
day
the
to
11th?
publish.
And can we have public comment at a special call meeting? Can we have public comments at a special call meeting?
Yes, ma'am, you can call it for the purpose of that.
Let's look at the 18th.
And I'm out of town all next week.
I'll get the whole year of the eight. So how does the week of, the 22nd?
We all took turns, a week apiece.
I know, 29:30 works for.
Anyway, this is not a budget. So it's not a budget item, so we can do it on the first.
On Friday? Does that work as far as timing then?
Yeah, but I think we have.
We have a
an
meeting,
agenda meeting on
the
second,
first.
for the first.
Mhm.
for the next
And does
day.
that still work for timing for their application purposes?
They, WODA needs to know about the rezoning by no later than
30th.
July 15th.
Okay, so then that works.
That would work.
So we're just gonna do it at our agenda meeting
On
on the first.
July 1st.
Okay, that'd be great. Okay, thanks. Let's move on to our next business, and that is,
Mayor, would you consider a request from the police chief at this time?
I would.
Hey, ma'am, sorry to disturb y'all. Would it be possible to move our consideration of the secondary employment policy, section 8? Because I do have some participants here that you may want to ask some questions for. Would that be too much?
So move it next.
If you don't, if y'all don't.
No, that's fine. Let me hear from the council. All those in favor would let me know by saying aye. Okay, 7B. Okay, let's move on with that. And this is the, okay, this is the issue is the police department secondary employment policy and extra duty solutions contract. And I think we need to read the summary there. You want me to read it or would you like to read it?
Yes, ma'am. It's up to you. If you prefer, I can highlight this.
Okay, that'd be great if you would like to highlight.
And first, thank you for hearing us. I'm not coming after the money this time, so that should be good. But what we're looking at is extra duty solutions. What this is a company that provides off-duty employment solutions for the police department. And I'm going to ask Major Wooten to come up and speak to you about it in a minute. But the reason we were looking at this is because this company, we've been tasked with providing off-duty employment for certain things. And when we do that, then the officers sometimes pay that off-duty hourly rate. Well, what that does is creates a lot of manpower within the police department. Off-duty employment. So this extra duty solution, this company, they schedule those employments for the police department. Another reason I was looking at this is because, okay, we got an officer who worked, I won't name the company, but he worked for a company here in town, off duty. It took him 8 weeks to get paid. Extra duty solutions sets up a payment plan in accordance to the schedule the police department and the company agrees upon. They pay that officer. It's every 2 weeks, and 2 weeks that officer gets paid. So they coordinate that with the police department. They also send out one W-2 to the officer, so the officer doesn't get several W-2s from different companies. And the other reason is obviously if an officer is walking down the street, not operating on all sorts of capacity, and breaks his or her ankle, then that officer is going to be out of work. These companies provide insurance. So without further ado, Major Wooten, who's the Powers and Nash County, brought this to my attention. This was a solution that we were looking for at National Police Department. To assist, I'm going to introduce Major Wooten and let him speak to you.
Will you be here?
Yes, I'm not.
He said I had to stand. I feel like a Wiley County. Good evening. My name is David Wooten, and I did retire from the county of Nash after 30 years. And started working with Extra Duty Solutions last October. I actually invited the Southeastern Business Development Manager here in Atlanta also, which is Paula Sauls. She actually lives in Greenwood, but she works for the entire Southeast for our company. We have 85 agencies that we help to 16 states throughout the United States. Actually, 3 of those agencies are fire departments also. We have 2 fire departments in New Jersey and 1 fire department in North Carolina. The other agencies are small organizations. Our largest agency has 710 officers. Our smallest agency has 15. And what we do is, like Chief Puckett said, is, and I'll make up stuff just to give you an example. If Church Street, real across the street, needs an officer to work an event or something at that place, they would call a account managers we have in 3 locations. Texas, Tampa, or Chattanooga. Normally, we try to put the southeastern states in the south, because there's a lot of language barrier with some people in New Jersey and people in North Carolina. And they would call Tampa, or they would call San Antonio, Texas, and say, hey, I need an officer to work Church Street. Well, we would have national policy. Whatever national policy is, that's what we follow. We don't make up our own rules. We don't make up our own agenda. We follow national policies and procedures. If their policy is that you gotta have 1 officer for every 10 people, we let that place know. This is national policy. This is what we follow. And we do this all at no cost today. We charge a fee to them. The hourly rate the officer makes plus a small fee to them. And we pay the officer, or we pay the agency, ever how Nashville wants to work. If they have a cruiser fee or a police car fee that they want to add, our people at the cost know everything that it's going to charge them. If they want to add workers' comp, it's in North Carolina, it's 75%. We can add that. So right now you're having the taxpayers in Nashville pay an officer to sit there and schedule part-time, forever how long it takes him to schedule, whatever been, and we take that to where we take care of all the administrative burdens. If Church Street Grill does not pay, we still pay the officer. We take that float, and if the policy they have says we want our officers paid once a month, they only be paid once a week, and the customer does not pay within that week, we still pay the officer. Customer does not pay for the cruiser fee, we still pay the city or the town, whichever it may be. We go after them. Only way we would come into contact with the agency is, hey, they're working, you have officers working, but they're not paying. If they want to work with them, that's when we come back in contact. We would have a contact person with the city, to answer small questions, such as y'all had a 5K run here in Nashville, and the person putting on the run says, I need 1 officer. So of course we would ask for the map, we would send the map to whoever Chief Puckett makes as the coordinator, say, okay, how many officers do you need? We would make sure they had a permit. If that's what the town requires from you. So, and it's all done, the jobs are all picked, how they want to pick. If they want by seniority, that's how we have seniority. If they want it done on a point system, what they come up with is what we follow. If town manager wants to know how many hours this particular officer's worked in a month, you just call, and within a matter of minutes, they have a full report on how many officers, or how many hours this officer's worked. He needs it for annual reporting. How many part-time hours, secondary employment hours, the police department's working a year for any type of annual reporting. It's a matter of minutes on everybody. How much money is Clay Coleman spent with city for officers? It's all web-based, it's all can be pulled up. And we can actually, if chief wants to report every week or every month on officers, that can be done.
Thank you, of course. So back when you and I both worked for the county,
Yes, sir.
when we did do the work, there was that fee to be charged everybody.
Yes, sir.
Now, is this fee negotiated for every client, or do we have that fee still goes?
Well,
Because no cost is tacked on to it.
Well, I don't know, whichever they come up with, we go by them. Whatever the national, if their flat rate's gonna be $4.50 an hour, we tack on ours at $4.50. There's gonna be $50 an hour. We tack our fee onto that. It's whatever the policy comes up with, the police department comes up with. If it's $25 or if it's $30, we tack on the fee.
How within the city limits, or will we go to?
It's mostly within the city limits, but I have another proposal to talk to you about after this regarding the location that I've been asked to work in. But mostly it's within the city limits.
Liability allowable fee. I understand you got work.
We did have it's a civil liability policy, $2 million. Is it Hicksbox? Hicksbox is the company, but it's underwritten by the Lords of London. And I mean, if y'all have a canine fellow, it would be cover canine, I mean, it covers damage, it's a whole list of stuff. Coverage. And I turned all that information over to Randy and Chief Puckett when we first started.
So one of our officers would have an accident with the vehicle, totaled it out. The liability falls on your company, would fall back to that.
Depending on what he was doing, you know, it all depends on what he's doing. I mean, if he's working a location under this, and he tows the vehicle, you know, doing a job, you know, they would see where it fell under, you know. So, yeah, but it would be covered if it did. And if the damage, they won't work much content, so 5% fee, you just add 2%. What this does is, to me, and me and Paul have talked about this numerous times, me living in the town of Nashville, and I've never in my life been in Church Street Grill, so they want to have fun. Why should my taxpayer money go towards fucking having somebody sit there and schedule all this stuff when I have no choice? I mean, I had nothing to do. I've never been to Church. So why should money I pay to taxes to the police department, you know, it's costing the town to have a thing, we take that cost. And we put it where it should.
And again, Larry, this is no cost to the town. This is a 30-day contract. It doesn't cost the town anything. The premium is deducted, as Major Wooten said, from the hourly rate of the officer that is paid. So it doesn't cost the town. In 30 days, if the town doesn't like the contract, as Wooten said, we can terminate the contract. But to me, it's a win-win.
Our CEO, Paul can tell you, he said this on every conference call every time. You don't like this time. You know, if you don't want us, we don't want y'all to have. You know, if you don't like this time. Now, we've been in business since 2016. We've never lost an agency. Like I said, our largest agency is 710 officers. And that's brings.
We have everybody on board within our county area.
No,
Who's the closest person? Yeah.
Greenville
Greenville.
PD. In North Carolina, there's Greenville, Pinehurst. Pinehurst is about the same size. They have about 20 officers. There's Chapel Hill, Apex, Graham, Bone, Milford County, and Greensboro. Now Paula has been in South Carolina and got Charleston County or Charleston City.
We have one working on the other.
We just made contact with Colonial Heights. She's already met with Petersburg and Alexandria. And I was lucky to even get her here. She just got back here from Atlanta, but she was in Collier, Georgia. Collier's, Georgia. And I had to come in case there was any questions I could answer.
I was just gonna ask Chief Puckett, and when these people are working off duty, are they using our vehicles and our uniforms and the wear and tear on our, I mean,
Well, yes, ma'am, they're working in law enforcement. So they have to be recognized as law enforcement officers. So they all represent the National Police Department.
So this written directive, is this the policy that we're
This is
talking
the
about?
secondary policy that we were talking about. This policy would dictate how they work. What Executive Solutions would do would prevent me from having to designate an administrator to assign officers to work out for example, crazy, they've had officers working on these last several weeks. They've had numerous cars in the parking lot. They've had almost spikes in the parking lot, balls in the parking lot. Well, on patrol, we have 3 officers working the street. There's no way we can spend all day at credit union. However, if they are willing to pay that officer an hourly rate, they can still get that service provided by the National Police Department. And that's solely for that business. So they can still, we can still provide that service at their, as maybe at their pace. And they all represent the National Police Department, but with 3 people working, there's no way that you could have controlled that traffic the way it was controlled during the 31st and the first day of the month. The day before.
Is that referring to the dispersal?
No, man, we did that. We called an officer to work that event on the compensation. So they all received comp. Both the county chicken sales that we work and the one for the town of Nashville, we all work that and receive work compensation. But compensation.
I didn't see included in this directive, any workers' comp, any fees for, the vehicle use, number of officers required. Is that something that,
This is going to be a rapidly changing policy because as of right now, the town of Nashville, when I got here, the only place that they were part-time, that'd be more sense, obviously different from a business because it's paying the officer. So that would not fall under the ADC.
It would not.
Right, because, I mean, it's the family paying for it.
So,
Not
so,
the business
so
paying for it.
somebody like OD Moore, I know in the past, a lot of them, when they have something, they're called and request a particular officer to come do it. They have to do it with the county. Particular- So they can still do that.
Yes, they can still do that. That's the family paying for it. That's not the business.
Okay.
As the part-time goes, and the part-time will increase, if we allow to work part-time, that employment will increase. And the reason being is businesses, certain businesses like the big, like they want one officer there, say they fire somebody, they need an officer there for 8 hours. We can't provide that patrol for 8 hours, there's no way. So they may ask us to come work for 8 hours, and in that situation, it would be one officer. But the policy will be ever evolving, whereas like we said, say we had the health squad, and that's part of the reason this is as well, would request off-duty employment. When they request off-duty employment, we need a policy in place. And that policy, if they had a party of 300 people, we may require for, okay, every 100 people, we need you to hire. Because that's ever evolving, and it will.
And we're open, our call center, we're 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. And you talk to a real person. You don't talk to the automated machine. We found ourselves on answering the phone 94% of the time before we set the phone. And if we had a vehicle run through the Rose Mark at 3 o'clock in the morning, try to do a snatch and grab out cigarettes, and the Rose Mark says, well, I need somebody here. He's posted, I got 2 officers working, I can't have one sit right here. I call this number, you can hire one to come in. And we have an app which is compatible to the Android or the Apple. You can receive job alerts through the app, through an email, through a text message. And they're divvied out as how the police department. We want to divvy out first come, first serve. Like you were asking Larry about the OD Moore building. They have what we call open list, semi-open list, and closed list. The closed list is if only OD Moore only wants a certain 5 people to work there. They would be the only 5 people. And that all depends on how the city, what the town wants to do.
And if I may, the app also makes it more fair. The office, how do I check their email when they're off? I do, obviously, I mean, that's why I have the phone, but many officers don't. If they have an app on their phone and they put it on there, they want you to put it on there, when they get that alert, at the same time everybody else does. I know what has happened in the past or other agencies I've worked with. Okay, we're gonna send an email. They send an email, they might send it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, where, we're not gonna have you appointment for nothing. By the time they get up, all those jobs are gonna take, this app makes it more fair. Because they're gonna have their phone, and they can have the app alert them when the job is done.
And if this is a decision that the police department makes, the training, learn how to work the app, learn how to pick the job, is do it. Takes here and any type of, you know, knowledge of a phone or email, it takes about 20 minutes.
You had a question.
Yeah, so, I see, and I have two questions. One is gonna be policy, so I'll go to you two after this, but, for you, for the contract. It says throughout here several times that, the town's not liable, this costs the town nothing, that we're not partners, can't be construed as that you're gonna handle all of these other things, but then there's this indemnification clause. So in what scenario would we be responsible to indemnify you for something?
I'm gonna ask Paul to answer. I don't know yet.
I think almost every contract in the world has an indemnification clause.
Right,
And I always recommend for agencies to actually send that contract through their legal department, have them review it. And then, and if there's any corrections or any changes they want to make, they just send it back to us. But basically, I think about scenarios like if an officer's working for, say, a local Family Dollar or something, and the liability covers things like this, and they open a door and happen to hit a customer in the face and break their nose or something by accident. So that's the type of things that are covered by the liability policy. So that, those types of things cover. I think the indemnification is if the officer does something neglectful.
Right, neglectful or intentional, but in that
Correct.
same case, the officer can be held responsible, but I can't see how the town should be held responsible.
That is correct. And I'm sure the town's been sued before over something. So we kind of like to think of it as it's an additional insurance policy. So, if you get sued, we're all kind of thrown in the same pot together. So it's just additional lawyers, attorneys, and funding that's there to cover if you are sued for some event that an officer does on an off-duty job.
Okay.
But the liability covers the officer for accidents. I mean, stuff happens if an officer, say he was working a bank and has the master key in his pocket and goes home with it and something happens at the bank, it would cover those types of things. It would.
Paula, can you step up because the people probably can't hear or see you and they think there's a ghost in the background.
You see, they need to stand on the bed.
Okay. And then the workman's comp, you know, that was a little bit additional, but that covers an officer if they are injured. In state North Carolina, it's a lot of additional different things, but if an officer is working at the Leland and he sees a shoplifting and he tries to stop the shoplifting and gets a quick ankle and ends up with an injury. In most cases, most workman's comp policies for the city are going to cover those things because he's in a law enforcement act. I know he's working for the people who he's in a law enforcement act, but you personally know of situations local where an officer was injured on an off-duty job trying to arrest somebody and was denied workman's comp. So, workman's comp is just a decision that your city would need to make if they want additional workman's comp coverage, but the liability coverage is covered in the contract.
Just like the kind of interest that we have from the police department, we have a relatively young force. How much difference-
We didn't have a young force, and as I talked about the off-duty employment possibility in that community college, there's one officer who, his wife lost her job. She was making a certain rate of pay, and she's making about $10 less. She's pregnant. He's in a situation where he's trying to go to another police department to work part-time, and I personally don't want that. I would rather him work at a part-time employment, because I know very quickly you can easily get burned out doing that. And these opportunities would allow them to do that. So there is right much within the office.
My concern is that I would not like for this to take anything away from our police department.
Oh, no, man. And if we talk about the National Community College issue, the purpose and it's in the policy, we can do a mutual MOU, arrangement. And it would be that whatever part-time job they were at, if they have a national need, they would need that part-time job. For example, when we had a shooting at Walmart, we had one officer working, we had Lieutenant David Morgan, who heard that one officer was working, but he came out. And those were unforeseen circumstances. The closest unit in Nash County, in Charleston, it took them 12 minutes to respond. We had 2 crime scenes, because the individual that got shot came to Walgreens, and the individual that shot him was still at Walmart, so we had 2 crime scenes. In a situation such as that, if somebody's working part-time, they respond to justice patrol. And that's another incentive for having part-time employment as well, because whether they work part-time, they are within the area where they can respond.
It's a great way to put the financial burden on where it belongs instead of on the municipality. You know, in a situation like that, you know, let Walgreens, Walmart take up some of that financial burden when there's a need that doesn't fall on the city, or the town to take on all of it.
Black Friday shopping. I know my wife said it, I don't know, I hate it. But Walmart, our two offers every year. For Black Friday. This is one example where we can, Morgan spent probably a couple hours a week scheduling credit union and like homes and some of these, where that time can be better spent doing something for the police department rather than working with authority. That's where the expertise is.
Who would be our coordinator?
Looking
Any other questions?
I just have a couple of comments with regard to the policy that we have here. So the first one says employees may not work any secondary employment less than 8 hours prior to starting their tour of duty. If we could just change that to within, so there's no ambiguity as to someone saying, well, I worked 12 if I didn't work 8. The next one, this one confuses me. On page 4, it says officers who fail to appear for scheduled extra duty employment may be restricted from working other extra duty employment and may be subject to department discipline. Isn't that sort of like commingling our department with now this?
No, because you have an obligation, if you work in a part-time job, part-time employment, you have an obligation, you still represent the town now. So if I schedule, if Extra Duty Solutions schedules 2 officers to show up at this party, and 1 officer doesn't, it's just 2 things. But that 1 officer that does show up is there because of the situation. The other thing is, he's being given a directive to work that part-time employment, and that makes the National Police Department look bad because he is not showing up when he's supposed to. So that would result in discrimination.
I just don't want this to result in anything looking like we are this partnership co-employer type of thing in that scenario.
And for us, we actually work for you. That's what we are nothing more than a administrative service that just takes the administrative burden off of the police department. When the phone rings, somebody wants a higher closing rate, explain what our rules are, how many officers. So we actually work for your department. These officers are still employed by the National Police Department. We send them a 1099 at the end of the year.
Right, I guess that is why I don't want there to be confusion, that they could have some sort of departmental discipline by us for something that happened while they are working off duty.
Well, and I understand what you're saying there, but they still represent the National Police Department. So if they're failing to perform their obligations, what does that make the town look like? It's just like.
But I mean, like if they had like an off-duty job that they didn't have a uniform on and they were working at Costco, like we wouldn't be disciplining them for not showing up to their job there.
But no, we would not.
Right.
But they're not wearing a National Police Department
Right,
uniform.
but I'm just trying to make it a separate distinction so that we're never held liable as the employer at that time.
Well, I look at it kind of like this, you know, you always represent the town national. If you go out and get a UWI, you're gonna be disciplined.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the town national. So when you wear a national uniform, and you're showing up, and I see what you're saying,
Right.
that you represent the town national in that national uniform. So you have to represent it behind the level. And if you don't show up, then you fail to do your obligations. And that disciplinary action may be something as simple as, okay, you can't work off duty for 6 months, and that may be what it is. It may not necessarily be disciplinary action for something like that. Most of the time, what
Affect their
happens,
work.
right, most of the time what happens is they work off duty about 4 weeks, or in some situations, they work off duty if they do. If we spend that on duty, most of the time that fixes that problem.
The other problem I have is page 5, where it talks about how you need to get approval for your designee. I would prefer that just stays with you. And it also says that you can give verbal approval instead of written approval. And I would prefer it stays as written approval, even if it's just a text message or, something short and sweet. And then just some general, liability waiver at the end, that the town is not held liable for anything.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And indemnification.
That's right.
It's in every contract.
No, I know. I have the question though, what is the scenario that we can think of? Why is it here?
We,
She probably several years ago, probably 3 years ago, I had a citizen call me. They saw a police officer working, and I think it's a building, and they have 3 squad. And people, and they questioned, why would someone not be using a town? And at that time, I really didn't explain.
Right.
And I understand what you said, but still there's a perception of that. You weren't working off duty, but you're using a taxpayer's paid vehicle.
And that may be and I understand that concern, but say, an officer goes to the OD, it's more officer presence in that area in town now. So if we have 3 officers on the street, 3 officers working patrol that night, then if we have 4, somebody will be more. And if something does happen in town, the officer will respond to that call. I do understand that concern, but it's gonna cost approximately 85 cents to drive to the OD more cents, depending on where the officer lives, which is pennies compared to having another officer available if something happens. Like I said, I can't emphasize enough of all on this. Had David not been listening to the radio, that officer would have been by herself, and she would have had 2 crime scenes by herself. I don't know how she would have handled it. Nash County equipment, what, and I'm not taking anything away from Nash County, because they control the county, they were in charge. This helps remedy some of those issues, because you have those officers working in town, and it's not gonna be an everyday occurrence, but when they are here, you have additional people who help in this situation. Like all of the social crime that we have today, you know, you're sending officers back and forth to other locations to help each other out, because we don't have enough manpower. You know, those are situations where something were to happen, we got somebody here to assist that. So that's the best way I can explain it. I do understand their concern, but that's the best way I can explain it. It's really key to what it helps us, the advantage of life.
They don't see it as pennies, they see it as someone using the town vehicle, and they're working off duty.
And the purpose of the town vehicle is they have to make an arrest or arrest somebody, they have to have a vehicle. So that's the purpose. They've got a town vehicle, they park it. There's someone coming in, at what we call the officer, and we call them in, they go to the police department, they perform their task, and then they go home. And we call them out constantly, and it's very simple.
council, are any other questions? If not, thank you, Paula. Thank you, David, so very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thank you, Chief Puckett. And the manager would like for us to adopt the police department secondary employment policy and authorize a contract with Extra Duty Solutions for secondary employment. Do I hear a motion that we approve this? Is there a second? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposed? None. Therefore, we're ready to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to our 6B, I think it is, with the, this is the request to rezone property located at OS East Point Avenue from B1 Business Zoning District to R4 Residential Zoning District. And this parcel contains approximately 9.36 acres, and the parent parcel identified by Nash County Tax Parcel Code is 3810-06484519U. Randy, would you like to, and this is a public hearing to receive information about this. Randy, would you like to make some comments first?
Well, actually, this is a meeting to vote on the zoning.
Okay, yeah, right.
We've already had the public hearing on it. But to summarize, this is property behind the food line. It's owned by David Rose and Steve Newcomb, Four Seasons Contracting. They are proposing this property be rezoned, so it's presently zoned commercial, and they would like to use it in a residential capacity for a new development. And they're seeking the R4 zoning. It's the most condensed residential zoning classification that we have. A allows the greatest concentration of housing units. And, you know, that's what they're requesting.
So
Go ahead.
I just have a question with this. In the public hearing, it sounded like we're going to have setbacks of 8 feet on each side, giving 16 feet between the two houses. But the R4 classification, in fact, has 6-foot setbacks, which would result in 12 feet between each house, correct?
Correct. A correction to Mike Stocks was representing the property owner at that public hearing, and he did misspeak. They do need the 6-foot setback because on the 50-foot wide lot, they're planning 38-foot wide housing units, and you have to have the 6-foot side yards in order to put that wide of a house on the 50-foot lot. But Mike said that is what the developer knows will sell. That's the product they want to bring to the residential market, which is the reason why they're seeking this particular zoning classification. There's still going to be, if I remember what Mike said at the public hearing.
Well, this is another one that is taking what we currently have as a commercial corridor, where this particular property is surrounded by commercial to the north, commercial to the east, commercial to the south, and then undeveloped residential property to the west. And we are going to completely change the look and intent for this commercial zone. Again, I think Nashville needs these communities. I think that this is a really interesting looking project, but I think we need the public input. If we could just put this off like we did the other one until the July meeting, that would allow for the public to see this in the paper, to make any comments at the meeting regarding it. Everyone's okay with that.
Would you like to put that into a motion to table until that time?
I'd like to make a motion to table this to allow for public knowledge and input at the July 1st meeting.
All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All those opposed. Let's move right along to 7A. And this is the town staff wishes to dispose of personal property that is no longer of use to the town in compliance with the North Carolina General Statute 160-270. This resolution authorizes the town manager or his designee to sell surplus property listed on the resolution at electronic auction on www.govdeals.com. In compliance with the statute 168-266, this resolution also authorizes the town manager to discard surplus property listed on the resolution once the electronic auction on the www.govdeals.com has ended. And what we have to sell, if anyone's interested, is a small diesel generator, tandem axle diesel generator, an abandoned lift station panel, a 2000 Chevy 1500 extended cab long bed pickup, and a 2000 Ford Expedition. Does the council have any questions concerning that?
Which one?
The small diesel generator.
The motor will fire, it'll run for a short period, but it hasn't seen its useful life. I think there's some issues with the electrical component side of it.
So do you think somebody may want it for parts?
Somebody might want it for parts, somebody might want it to tinker with it, and somebody might have a use for it. But we do not.
Are there any questions? Do you have any questions?
We have a replacement in place already for this piece of equipment.
That generator was taken out of service 10 or 12 years ago, and it's been sitting in the same spot, and I can't remember exactly which lift station it came from, but it either was an abandoned lift station or it has been upgraded yet.
Second generator is more expensive. And also the conditions unknown.
Right, that one, from my understanding, was purchased about 12 years ago. our mechanic did have it running about 12 years ago, and another tire got dry rotted off. And, no one really knows what the intent was or anything beyond that the motor wheel fire 12 years ago.
I have a question on the last one. I don't know who needs to answer this, but any money received for this vehicle will have to be turned over to the Nash County school system for budget court order?
Yes, ma'am. Anything, I mean, it's seizure.
Okay.
It's drug seizure, so it has to be turned over to the court.
My only concern is, Lee, with these, two generators, the tandem and the other one, I would, to look at it, you're saying that both of them are a piece of junk. Let's make sure we get rid of this piece of junk, that you don't need a new piece of junk to replace it next week, next week.
Correct. I've checked with, the guys that have the inside, Kevin, Ronnie Thurman, and all of our lift stations have generators, and we have a well. And there's been a well that, we need to look at in our capital plan to get a generator out there, but everything else is equipped as it should be.
Well, one thing to note too, a lot of our facilities are three-phase, and these are single-phase generators, so probably the reason why they've been sitting and not used.
Thank you so much. Are there any more questions from the council? Do I hear a motion that we approve the selling of these items or discarding? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. The motion carries. Now we'll move on to 7D. And this is a summary of the issue of letter of credit in lieu of cash security deposit. I'm just going to read through this. Do you think everybody's here is up? Because somebody that was tuned in last week said we sound like we were mumbled the whole time.
Mr. Jeffries has assured me he can hear very well.
Okay, great. Tell Mr. Jeffers we thank him for keeping us informed. Home builders and developers in the town of Nashville must make a service application to the town for water service on each home they build and pay $100 cash deposit to ensure payment of water charges on that home. The deposit is returned once the new house is sold and the new owner makes their own application for service. A house builder has asked if a letter of credit in the amount of the required deposit can be submitted in lieu of the cash deposit on the new homes he is planning to build. The staff has reviewed and discussed the request and feels a secured letter of credit from a bank or a financial institution will serve the same purposes as a cash deposit. Attached is a resolution allowing secured letters of credit for commercial water customers in lieu of cash deposits. And I'm sure you've looked over that. Do you want to add anything to that?
Unless Sam does.
Any questions from the council? If not, do I hear a motion that we approve this? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Motion carries. Moving right along, 7C. This is the town of Nashville's coronavirus relief fund, and the summary of issue is the North Carolina General Assembly has appropriated much of the state of North Carolina's Federal CARE Act fund to counties by the North Carolina Coronavirus Relief Fund. Nash County, in turn, has appropriated $300,000 to the 10 towns in Nash County. The funds can be used by local governments to cover expenses incurred preparing and dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, provided the local government receiving the funding adopts an official plan for its use of the funding. And attached, you saw the plan for the town of Nashville's use of this coronavirus relief funding. Who would like to discuss that with us? Sam, you or Randy?
So Nash County has been awarded some federal funds, and they have elected to share that with the town. And so we are requesting permission to participate in that. If we do this, we have to get FEMA funded first, and then this particular funding will be used to cover anything that FEMA won't cover, as well $20,000.
So we have nothing to lose by applying for it.
So the FEMA funding, does it cover things like how we're doing the upgrades for all of like the plexiglass and things like that to prevent
The
spread?
computers,
It does not cover computers, anything for the teleworking or the video meeting equipment. This funding does cover that.
Okay, great.
The FEMA funding covers public safety, employees, specific medical expenses, PPE. I believe the plexiglass is included. So we're working to apply for the FEMA funding in addition to doing
And you're very thankful for that. How much
Very
did they get
thankful.
total, do you know?
300,000. So
What's the total that they received?
that's what they're allocating after this.
No, I understand that. What did the county receive? Do you know that?
any discussions from the council on this? If not, do I hear a motion that we approve this? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All right, our next item is, the next item is the budget amendment number 28. In budget amendment 28 reallocates unused funds to over budget line items. Major over budget line items include state of emergency expenses due to COVID-19, public building capital outlay due to DC3 infrastructure upgrades, fire full-time salaries, sanitation contract services due to waste industries, administration full-time salaries, water salaries offset by decrease in sewer salaries, purchase of additional water meters, sewage treatment, sewage surcharges. The budget amendment number 28 also allocates fire capital reserves received from Nash County to the fire department for the purchase of air pack. Take it away, Sam.
So we have finally arrived at my last budget amendment for the fiscal year 1920. And there have been many, but I've done my level best to reallocate funds as needed rather than appropriate additional fund balance. I do want to make that clear. The majority of the fund balance that has been appropriated in addition to the original budget amendment occurred before I arrived. So we've had a lot of new staff, and a lot of new department heads. What we've really been trying to do is just reallocate these funds to best fit our new and changing needs. So the majority of the budget amendments, I've kind of summed up, and Mayor Brown did list those out. I did send out a memo, hope everybody had a chance to read that, which addressed some of the meters as well as sewage treatment and sewage surcharges. Those are the large items of the water and sewer fund. So
Are there any questions from the council?
I do want to point out, so in the general fund, the last line item there, 10, 620, 4,500 for supplies. So it is for supplies, but the code is 10, 620, 33.
Any questions from any of the council? Are there any discussion, is there any discussion?
This is no new money, we just moving stuff.
Correct, and I do want to say, a lot of these are not yet over budget. I don't want them to be over budget. So I am taking measures to make sure that doesn't happen. This is my last opportunity to
Well,
make sure
Sam,
it doesn't go over budget in any department.
next year, we shouldn't have to deal with all this that we've dealt with this year, a lot of getting things right. You know, shouldn't everything be?
I think not.
Right, because we had a very just, this is the budget thing that we didn't properly plan for the different things that we just didn't know were going to happen with all of the people that are new and on board.
And we are going to get our money in, we pray, to handle all this. Okay, there's been a motion made that we accept this. Do I hear a second, or did I get a second? All those in favor, are there any questions, more questions from the council? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Motion carried. At this time, Randy, do you have any additional comments?
I do not, thank you.
Any council have any comments? If not, I would just like to say thank you. Go ahead.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session. And forgive me for reading this, I didn't print it out. Pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11, A6, and this is related to personnel matters to consider qualifications, competence, performance, character, fitness, conditions of appointment, or conditions of initial employment of an individual public officer or employee.
Do I hear a second? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. At this time, we will proceed to closed session. That's correct. There will be no action. We are excited that when we can get back to having people here and have more